What? My Twitter. You guys have 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning. Welcome into the Tailgate. Grab yourself a cold one.
Happy Vic Fangio Day.
Yeah, it's Vic Fangio Day. Oh, will you help me with that? I don't know how to. I can't open beers. Thanks. Vic Fangio back.
What was that?
Well, I don't have.
So it's been going on for a month.
But I mean, you'd think you have found a way by now to manage that, right? Like you're a grown man, you should be able to open a can of beer.
You would think that.
To be given the "You are a grown man" speech from Henry. Merry Christmas to you, Ryan. Wow, tough scene, bro.
Is this rock bottom? If not, it's close.
Yeah, if this isn't, I don't know. I don't want to know what is, frankly.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And speaking of rock bottom,
Oh no! What a tough transition.
Today is not that for the Broncos. Why? Because, as it said in the headline, John Elway didn't have to sleep on it before deciding whether or not he wanted to bring his coach back this time. Like, I've said this a million times since that day when, of course, they decided to retain Vance Joseph, and obviously it ended up being the wrong decision. If you have to sleep on it, you don't have to sleep on it. Like, what could possibly change in one night of sleep, I'm putting in air quotes, that would make you, like, would go from, like, I should fire this person to, like, they're the solution at coach for the next 10 years?
Yeah.
Right, because isn't that what you're always looking for?
Yeah.
At least a 10-year solution?
Well, but the thing is, he could be thinking like, well, maybe he isn't the guy for the next 10 years, but I really think he is, but maybe he isn't, and that's what you're thinking about, you know? Like,
I guess.
I don't know. I mean, it is weird. It does seem like you did have a full season to think about what you think about the guy, and then also like kind of like set your goals and stuff. It's a weird thing.
I mean, I think they're all in on continuity. I think that's the only choice right here. I think you've seen some growth from this coaching staff. And also, it's just been an absurd year in the NFL. And, I mean, I think we're seeing it in college already, where the coaching carousel, not very hot this year. The candidates, not super appealing. I think there'll be jobs that are filled in the NFL by guys like Marvin Lewis, who's just like an assistant to a mediocre Pac-12 team right now. You know, I just think it's one of those years, and that's kind of the choice that was made here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird year to be making coaching changes. You know, I guess especially in college football, where everything's basically about handling the pandemic. Like, and honestly, as the Buffs guy here, it does make you think, like, is Carl Durrell a great football coach, or is he just a great football coach during a pandemic? And I know the NFL doesn't quite have as many adjustments that they need to make because of the pandemic, but I don't know. It's just a weird year to be making changes.
I think you're right, and I think the Broncos obviously had, like, in my opinion, they had to bring back Vic Fangio. Unless it ended in a fiery shitstorm, like you had to bring him back. You can't fire your coach every 2 years, and you also can't keep guys around that aren't the answer. So you better hope that he's the guy, and you also better hope that Pat Shurmur's the guy as well, because you can't fire him either.
Isn't it kind of a dangerous game, though, to keep somebody around because you fired the last couple of guys, though?
Yes.
Like, that's not a great reason to keep somebody.
It's one of the worst reasons. Mm-hmm. But you can't change your coaching staff every 2 years. Like, you can't be successful doing that. And I think maybe if you looked around at the pool and said, hey, look, this is a can't-miss pool of candidates. Like, there's 3 really good ones in here. We got to take our chances on it. Then, that would have been a good one. Unfortunately, when the Broncos hired Vance Joseph, that was one of those, because that was Sean McDermott, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan. And, of course, Anthony Lynn, Vance Joseph. I think there's one other one in there. But it's
Adam Gase.
Was that the same cycle?
I don't want to know who is in what cycle. I don't want to be plugged into the coaching carousel anymore.
Why?
Because I want to be thinking about, like, oh, how about the playoffs? Or like, wow, this quarterback sure is really good that we're going up. Like, I want to know about what the good teams are doing, not knowing about what the bad teams are doing because the Broncos are doing the same things.
Oh man, well, you don't have to worry about the coaching carousel this year. You don't have to worry about what hot candidates there are. You don't have to help us make like the DNVR Broncos hot board. So you're safe. You're safe, Hank. And we'll talk more about Vic Fangio and John Elway in this as the show goes on. But let's get the grill lit with some hot takes. Henry, since you are usually the least prepared for this, let's start with you.
I actually did prepare. And, well, I don't know. Prepare is not really fair. It's just that I do the draft podcast, and so I think about some things and then realize that fits pretty well with a hot take. Any idea where I'm going with this, Dre? Can you call what this take is?
I thought you were just buying time because you were lying about.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm usually doing.
I have no clue what your draft-related take would be.
I think the Broncos should really consider drafting a running back in the first round.
Oh.
Ooh.
I really think that could go well for him. I know.
That is definitely the hottest take that there's going to be today. Like,
really?
Especially since this is going on Twitter, also known as WeHateRunningBacks.com.
Yeah. Twitter does hate running backs. But what do you want to see the Broncos do with their running backs for next year?
Keep things exactly the way they are.
You bring back Melvin.
And Phil, yeah.
I'm not sure about bringing back Melvin.
They're going to.
You think so?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't think they should.
You know who I think the scary part is the person I think who's more in danger of not being back next year is Philip Lindsay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hate that. I hate that so much. And not to like
it's terrible.
Steal your well, I'm back and forth between two hot takes here.
Oh wow. Do you have a name as to who that running back should be so we can tie a bow on that take and move on to Ryan's two takes that he's going to piggyback off your take for?
How about I just share my whole take? Well, the thing is, like, Melvin Gordon, if you can actually get off of him, because we're just waiting for him to be convicted for that DUI. It doesn't matter. But assuming...
There was a lawyer in the comments one day who thought he was going to get off.
Okay. Well, see, like, who knows what happens, but the odds are that contract voids, and you don't need to pay him as much money as he's going to get next year. And a much better use of those resources would be investing that in the offensive line and spending a first-round pick. I mean, if the Broncos lose the next couple of games, then it's definitely a reach. And even if they don't, even if they win these next two, they still would probably want to trade down. But we'll see. The thing is, like, I just don't know where you have a glaring need that needs to be plugged.
I do.
Where?
Quarterback. Now,
you want to go quarterback in the first round?
No.
Neither do I.
But quarterback is a glaring need that needs to be plugged. The question is Drew Lock the one that's going to plug it? Because if you don't think that, like, forget what I think, because I think that Drew Lock can fill that void.
Mm-hmm.
But if the Broncos don't think that, then there's no question here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could go across the entire team. You're right. There are not that many glaring needs.
Yeah.
I think they need help at linebacker. I don't think Vic Fangio agrees. They definitely need help at corner. So I guess that would be the other one that you're talking about. What the heck?
Oh, wow.
Someone burning rubber on Colfax.
Wow.
It's like,
Colfax is so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that, like, if you look at, like, the offensive line needs to be upgraded. But where? Because you have Garrett Bowles locked up on one side. You have Juwan James making so much money on the other side. So you're not going tackle this year. Maybe you get somebody who you want to develop for next year to replace Juwan James. That doesn't need to be a first-round pick to get that guy.
No.
Are you trying to smell that rubber? Because that face, it made it look like I was thinking. But yeah. Then inside though, like with Cushenberry, with Reisner, with Glasgow,
there's no places to go.
Exactly.
Especially because of where you spent your money. You're kind of trapped in certain areas. Like Glasgow, you're kind of trapped with Glasgow.
Mm-hmm.
Although, if Natani Muti like outplays him, then you just need to forget about the money and start him, and just have an expensive backup. You know,
well, trying to trade Glasgow, or
maybe, or just you need depth in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you have to overpay a backup because someone younger than him and stronger than him and more athletic than him and better looking than him, you know, steps up, then that's what you got to do. But no, I mean, that's why these last two games are so important, and it's funny. Because this kind of reminds me of John Elway sleeping on the decision with Vance Joseph. Like, if you had to sleep on it, the answer was right there in front of you. The fact that it's come down to these last 2 games and we're just like begging and hoping Drew Lock to show us without a doubt that he's the guy going forward, to me is empty. We're not. It doesn't matter what happens in these last 2 games. The people who don't believe him are still going to not believe in him. Mm-hmm. The people who do believe in him are going to continue to believe in him, and it's going to come down to what John Elway thinks. Now, I think there's a trend building here, and it starts with Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio will be back.
Yep.
Pat Shurmur will be back. You go down the list. Melvin Gordon will be back. I think they're basically going to say, boop, reset.
Yeah, it's team
Let's
running
try
back.
Let's do it all over again. I think that's probably what John Elway feels safest with, because remember, next year is a contract year for John Elway, and he, in his perfect world, the Broncos have a good young quarterback. They're going to the playoffs. The coaching situation is all set up, and he says, you know what? I think you guys got it from here. I'm going to go play golf. I think that's the best case scenario for him. I think the best chance of doing that is just running it back straight up with all of your players healthy who weren't there this year. By the way, today, Broncos without 6 day 1 starters on defense. Over half the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to struggle on defense.
Yeah.
I think that's safe to say.
All right, Dre, what do you got for me? Well, I'll go now.
And that piggybacks off team run it back, piggybacks off what he was saying.
Get Najee Harris to replace Melvin Gordon.
Get a first-round running back, then you're saying, okay, we've surrounded
What? There's so
him
many
with
running
even
backs.
more running backs.
There are, but there's also and that's the best counter argument.
Like I hope my counter argument plays itself out today, and Levante Bellamy runs for like 85 yards.
Me too. I think my preseason hot take, I can't remember where I said this, was that Levante Bellamy is going to get a touch this season. I think that was when we were talking through the undrafted rookies. He was my one. He is going to get a touch. And Sang Bassey has been like obviously clearly the best undrafted free agent. But if Bellamy can go do that, I feel pretty good about myself.
I like Bellamy. I'm excited to see him play. Hopefully he doesn't have to protect the passer at all.
Yeah, he was good.
Okay. So I'll just be honest with both of mine here, even though one is really hot, and I don't even really want to say it out loud. But it is really hot, so I might as well. But I'll start with my other one, which is going to be my official one today. Broncos finished second place in the AFC West, which is disastrous. And that's why it's going to happen.
It's a terrible take. It's a bad situation for the Broncos.
I knew it was going to happen already before this week started.
Yeah.
And then last night when the Raiders lose in the most spectacular fashion, I was like, yep, everything is going just as I have foreseen.
Yeah. They couldn't have announced that was happening better.
It is now guaranteed if the Broncos win the last 2 games, they will finish second in the AFC West.
That was a take of mine 2 weeks ago that the Broncos would go 3-1 in their final 4. So we agree completely. They'll be winning today. They'll be winning next week.
And it's not going to make any sense. They're going to win in stupid fashion today.
Yep.
The Chargers are going to did you see this is how spectacular I imagine this being. Did you guys watch the Cure Bowl last night?
No, what's that?
That was Coastal Carolina and Liberty.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
The most ridiculous finish to a game I've ever seen in my life. Hands down. No, shut up.
I thought you said the curable, and I was like the Crucible? Is that what he means?
Yeah,
I was like,
did you guys read the
what was
Crucible
that
last night?
doing?
Yeah, it was very...
Okay, the Cure Bowl.
I actually had no idea what that was even called. I watched the entire game and didn't
Isn't
even
that
know
sad?
what the bowl was.
Two of the best teams in the country.
Yeah.
We didn't even know the name of the bowl they were playing in. Okay, so what happens is, if you didn't see this, I've never seen anything like it in my life. Coastal Carolina is trying to let Liberty score so they can get the ball back. Because Liberty has the ability to just run the clock out, kick a game-winning field goal, it's over. So first down happens. The running back just gets it and just goes down on the 5-yard line. Perfect, good job, do it again. For some reason on second down, he kind of he just can't help himself but to move into the pile a little bit. Coastal Carolina defenders grab him, start pulling him into the end zone. He's trying to pull himself out of the end zone. He's so committed to not getting into the end zone that as he's getting in, he reaches the ball back out of the end zone, fumbles it, and Coastal Carolina gets the ball, and it's a tied game. It's not like they were just trying to salt the clock out. No, it's a tied game. It goes to overtime. Never seen anything like it. My mind is blown. That's how the Broncos are going to win today. And something equally as ridiculous will happen next week. And the Broncos will go 7-9 for the second year in a row and get second place in the division for the second year in a row. And they will get 2 harder games for the second year in a row that they didn't really earn and shouldn't be playing. And they'll have a really difficult strength of schedule for the second year in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder.
Not to mention they'll be drafting closer to the
17 probably.
20th pick than they will the top 10.
The AFC is so tough. It's crazy to think like, okay, 7-9. What happened? Like they're close in the Steelers game, the Titans game. Say they win that one. Say they like pull out one more. They're 9-7. Do they have a chance to get in? Well, right now the Dolphins are in the last playoff spot at 10-5, which is crazy. And then down in the NFC, like the Cardinals are the worst team that would get in. Oh no, actually they wouldn't get in because
they lost yesterday.
The crazy stuff. But 8-7, they're the 7th best team. That's the difference between the AFC and NFC right now. It's not an easy time to make it to the playoffs.
You want to hear something that you probably thought I'd never say?
Lay it on us.
Cliff Kingsbury is holding Tyler Murray back.
Yep, he sure is.
He's holding a lot of things back.
Like he deserves some credit for helping put this team in a position that they are right now. Like a lot of his philosophies are why their roster's a lot better. But the amount of times that they throw a slot fade on like 3rd and 1 makes me want to pull my hair out.
Well, and then they'll just run in Kenyon Drake up the gut.
Yeah,
it's crazy,
it's
crazy,
really
crazy.
That's a team that could draft a running back. I mean, I guess they probably only have first round, but could you imagine if they did just go get ETN or something?
They should draft a coach. Like if they just went up to the podium and said like David Shaw.
It's not time to give up on Cliff.
Yes,
no, it's not.
Yeah.
But he's struggling. Okay.
I know men with fades stick together, but
it's true.
I hate to say it. I hate to break it to you.
Okay. Do you want to hear my other one?
Oh yeah. The backup.
This one
backup
hurts.
Takes.
Like,
love backup.
Make sure you have like a drink by you or just something like that. Philip Lindsay will be a Pro Bowler next year.
Yeah.
For a team that is not the Broncos.
I mean, these like long-term hot takes you have, I love them, but they don't.
Well, it's not. That's why I didn't make it my official take.
Yeah.
Don't put that on there. Don't put that into the world.
No, that's a bonus hot take. It's like when I give out my bonus parlay.
There's a bad buzz around things right now. And this should be noted that the Broncos can have Philip Lindsay back if they want to.
Yep.
For very cheap.
Yep.
I really, 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 really hope I'm wrong.
Explain to the
this.
people. They have right to first refusal. He's
a restricted free agent. They could second round tender him and pay him like $3 million next year, which is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Our boy Flyby Cygnus is not very happy with your take.
I'm really sorry. I'm just telling you the vibes. There are some serious like mutual parting of ways vibes out there right now. And I really, really hope that doesn't happen because it's terrible for the Broncos. But it might be the best thing for Philip Lindsay.
I came into this season probably the highest of anybody on Melvin Gordon. I don't think there was really anybody else in the company who was higher. But at this point, like, how can you say that he should be here and Phil shouldn't? And then you start to
played
factor
better than him over the last like 5 weeks.
Melvin actually,
not
I think,
by,
has
like-
looked half decent for the standards he was shown on tape last year. I think he's doing a good job breaking tackles and, making either missing or breaking tackles when he's given one-on-one opportunities.
Really?
Yeah.
See, he just doesn't have much
I
to
think
him.
He's been a decent receiver. He's getting overpaid. Yeah, he's not super valuable. He's probably a second running back right now. In that role, I think he's been decent.
He's been solid. I think there's some...
No, Philip Lindsay hasn't been used the right way in Denver since he was a rookie.
Since he's a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
we've gotten too far from his Buffs tape.
He, for sure.
Yeah.
Someone out there is going to adore him. It could be the Arizona Cardinals. Vance Joseph connection.
He'd be perfect in that Cliff Kingsbury, we're going to use you how you're not supposed to be used. He actually should be used the way they use Kenyon Drake.
I wonder what they do with him then.
Well, no, I think they would figure it out. But this is how you know you shouldn't let Philip Lindsay go. When you start naming off of the teams that he could go to, and should go to, they're all the best offenses, right?
Yeah.
You talk, could you imagine him in Baltimore?
Yeah.
Like, oh God, that's terrifying. What about Kansas City? Well, they kind of, brought in Clyde Edwards-Helaire to.
But
be
I'd
that
rather
kinda-
him than Lev Bell with where he's
Right.
at in
You're
his
like,
career.
oh God, I hope that doesn't
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
Heck, you wouldn't love it if the Chargers put up the little Colorado connection of Lindsay and Eckler. There's a lot of places he could go that make you feel terrible,
Be a badass back.
That would be incredible.
and that's why he's really good, and that's why you don't want him going to those places, and that's why I think if he's not in Denver, he'll end up being a Pro Bowler because he's going to end up in a situation that he'll be able to hand pick where he wants to go, and he's going to go to a place that he doesn't have to worry about what happened here.
Could you imagine, like what happens if Melvin Gordon is with the Raiders or Ravens? Sorry, does that scare you at all?
No, not really.
No.
Yeah,
No.
and
But that's
kinda my
because,
thing.
he is a very normal back.
He's not scary in any way. He's just a running back.
Like Mark Ingram or like J.K.
Mm,
Dobbins. Like all these guys they're just like, they are good at what they do,
Ingram's
which
a
is
good
just be a regular back.
Just get everything that's there.
Get everything that's there. Whereas like Philip Lindsay in one of these offenses that do such a good job in getting their playmakers in space.
Yeah.
Well, now you're terrified of him because he scores long touchdowns.
I've been spending the last couple of weeks just daydreaming about like Najee Harris and Phil Lindsay, or ETN and Phil Lindsay, or like
Sorry,
Kylan Hill, and now you're telling me it's neither of those two and it's Melvin Gordon, and I really don't like that.
Sorry.
Oh.
What?
Where are you apologizing?
Well, I'm sorry that I just crushed Henry's dreams.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think that's something you should
It's
apologize
a
for.
fair thing to apologize
Yeah.
for sure.
I think you
Yeah.
crushed every.
Okay, well then let's
Person
have a sip of
screams out
beer
there.
and make happier times.
We haven't gotten to Dre's take. Is it a parlay?
Well, no, that's my bonus tick. Also, I hate this slate. It was really
Oh,
hard
it was terrible.
prepping for this with 4 less games.
My lock prop
Really
upset
hard.
legitimately spent 40 minutes on him.
Really hard, but this is not the part where I air my grievance. Stay tuned for that. This is my hot take. Ryan's really brought us down. You tried to go kind of a positive, let's look forward to the
Yeah.
future, let's get hype. Ryan then
Yep.
like a bad hangover, just like crashing. Like it was like 5 minutes after a McDonald's meal, like, oh, that tastes yummy, and then
Yeah.
just Ryan like
5
Speaking
minutes
of,
through like
stomach cramps.
30
Stay
hours.
tuned for the last segment where we are going to show you the video of us trying the McRib.
Spoiler section right here on Andre's hot takes. But no, my hot take is, I don't think it's even a hot take.
Well, then
and
don't say it.
I disagree a little bit with you.
About?
The Chargers losing in unconventional fashion. I actually think it's going to come down to the quarterbacks and Drew Lock out-dueling
Oh,
Justin Herbert.
Jesus.
Not just out-dueling, but once again proving he is the much more clutch quarterback of the two. I mean, let's face it, the Broncos have been the better team this year. They might not have been the most exciting, better team, more winning team, despite not having continuity or any of the continuity that the Bolts are benefiting from. And yeah, I think it's a Broncos win. I predicted this 2 weeks ago. I really think that it comes down to the quarterback play and Drew Lock outplaying Justin Herbert. So there you go. There's my hot take.
I could see it.
All right, let's
That's
see
pretty hot, right?
What,
Yeah. At the
Phil
same
has
time, though,
written
like-
down here. You can just finish. You can just say Broncos finish second. Spell it out in the AFC West. You don't have to
Okay.
say place.
All right, so
and then out duels. I think that's one word.
no, I got corrected when I typed
Oh.
it that way.
Huh? Wouldn't you have said one word?
I would have certainly said one word.
Huh? Okay.
Let's
I
go
see.
to Google.
Okay, we're going to Google. Dre, are you okay with the way I worded yours?
Yeah, outduels.
As you know, I
outduels one
couldn't
word.
care less about these
It
things.
says shoes. There we go.
Bonus.
Outduel one word.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Screw you. Autocorrect.
Bonus because like any Nuggets or Rockies fan, I have a deep sense of inferiority deep down in my heart. I am working on this, trust me, but it's not going to be fixed anytime soon. I hate to regret it. Here, though, on top of my hot take, because I always worry that I don't give you hot enough takes, there's your little Sunday parlay. You're going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars plus 7.5 You want to be a Mitchell Trubisky believer? Be it. I'm a Mike Glennon. Long neck is my guy, and I'm riding with him today.
We're can guys, not long necks.
Pittsburgh Steelers, this used to be a home dog, no longer a home dog. I hate the pick, which is why I love this pick. Parlay them with the Jags. And then, in honor of producer Allie, who is not here, back east, I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys over the Philadelphia Eagles. Nice little home dog there. Henry hates it. Ryan's grimacing. I love it. And finally, we're going to get to Monday night. It's going to be a little AFC East, used to be, now are, but the New England Patriots, they suck, folks. They're really bad, one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. You know what they're going to do? They're going to cover that 7-point spread against the Buffalo Bills. There you go. 4-way parlay for you. Home dogs only. It's a home dog week 16. Enjoy.
All right, everybody. The poll is out on DNVR Broncos. Go vote right now.
Drain out the riffraff from
Go
Twitter.
vote.
It's your
All three of you go
responsibility.
retweet. And
we don't do that.
Oh, we're not allowed to.
Yeah.
Because Ryan cheats.
We're not allowed to.
Ryan's influencer status ruins the polls, and actually, this has been changed.
This is like the billionaire conversation we were having.
It has
earlier.
been changed?
Yeah, this has been changed. We can retweet it. That's allowed. We cannot, though.
Tell which.
Very
retweet is.
important. What's that? Campaign for our own.
Yes.
Yeah, campaign for. So I'll be quote tweeting and say vote for number C.
Oh, so we can. Well, this is.
Vote for C.
Okay, well, while you guys are typing on your phones, I'll talk a bit.
I believe it's time for another Hank segment anyway. So
That's a Hank. Let's get those picks rolling, Hank.
All right. I don't know. I came in with very high spirits.
He gave us some matches last time, right?
What?
The Henry's Tinder picks, they're like 0-4 against the spread. They're terrible.
They're really strong.
They're really bad. Except for Caroline gave out a good pick. What was it? She was like a fade the Jets gal, right?
Yeah.
Caroline's a GD genius, and you blew it, Hank.
You blew it.
You blew it. He didn't keep in contact with her, regularly enough, then tries to get back to her 2 weeks later, and she's like, oh, it's going to be like this. So congrats on blowing,
okay.
Henry.
It was a month
So
later,
mad.
and I
So
said,
mad.
so how has the last month been?
Oh my God, dude.
And then she said, so that's how this works.
I stand with you, Caroline. Good for you. Good for you.
Team Caroline.
Team Caroline
all the way.
Okay, yeah,
No
maybe
doubt.
screwed that one up.
Yeah.
So who's on deck today?
Yeah, she
Well,
knew to fade the Jets. So.
It's gonna be a rough week. It's gonna be a rough week, is what I'm gonna say. I came in here, I was like boosting. I did the Tinder boost as I was driving over, and I saw like 7 women outside walking their dogs that were my age. 2 of them were on their phone, and so the whole time I was just thinking, like, please, one of you be on Tinder. One of you see me, because I know I'm popping up to the top very often. That's how the boost works. And not that I would recognize them from this distance, but I don't
So
think.
is
they
a
were on
Tindy
Tinder.
boost like a Profi boost?
It's more like a Facebook boost. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to advertise this post, so I'm spending money to
Yeah.
boost this
All
to
right,
more people.
you get your message out. And speaking of Profi boosts,
I mean, if that's not cheating, I don't know.
there are quite a few available at DraftKings Sportsbook.
It's
today.
Profi Boost Day.
It is a big time Profi boost day. They've
Shorty
got
get
you-
loose, blame it on the boost, they say.
That's good.
Thanks,
Wow.
buddy.
You got any more?
Emptied the clip on that one.
Okay. So 100% profit boost on the Broncos game. Means you can use it on anything. You want to double your odds on KJ Hamler to score the first touchdown? You can do that. You want to double your odds on the Broncos to win on the money line? You can do that. You want to double Justin Herbert over 255 passing yards, which is definitely hitting? You can do that. So, go to DraftKings Sportsbook and get that hooked up. There's also, you can get either the Rams or the Seahawks at
Love
plus
you, Allie. Miss you.
150. Rams or Seahawks, both at plus 150. There's probably a minor hedge opportunity there if you want it. And you can also get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when you use the code DNVR. So go over there, DraftKings.com/sportsbook, or download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app. And Use that code DNVR when you sign up. Get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000. Of course, that's Colorado only. You must be 21 or older. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. Deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough, and restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Profi Boost Sunday. Get in on it. Okay, Henry, what do you got? Who are we talking to? Can we get some names?
Oh, you want names? I just went through and said, we're gonna reach out to Chloe, Sarah, McKenna, Jackie, Paige, and Emily.
Wow, that is like a
Full
cross sample of every girl name in the 2000s.
That's like 7 people. I just need one of them to give me a pick. Oh, what game do you guys need some help with?
Oh,
This is really a key to getting matches.
Rams Seahawks, because we got that plus 150 Profi boost.
Oh, yep. Okay.
You're thinking attack the Northwest, huh?
Yes.
Hank could use a West Coast girl. I think a West Coast girl would fit your vibe.
He definitely couldn't handle an East Coast girl.
Really?
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, that's too bad.
No doubt.
That kind of ruined my day.
You know, that really did cut your probably like 30%.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's where all the people are.
population.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in California, though.
You think I'd get along with them?
Yes.
Henry, that's your vibe.
You
Okay.
are basically
That's your vibe.
the male interpretation of a Valley girl. So
No doubt. If Caroline was a West Coaster, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, hey, last month's been good. How about you, brat?"
yeah.
You know,
Really?
Yeah.
hang
That sounds
loose.
like the-
She's like,
super chill.
whoa, bro, it's already been a month? I thought we were talking yesterday.
Time flies, fam.
Yeah. It wasn't even my fault.
We will. Now, if you're watching, the rest of the show is Ryan and I just doing like absurd California accents. So enjoy. Stay tuned.
I wonder if we can somehow blackmail her into doing one of those this week, like we did with the T-Rex.
Whoa. All right,
Um,
I forgot about that.
yeah, okay.
Blackmail
So,
our producer. I forgot about
we got to get to our picks.
Jeez, for reals.
Because the people are dying for picks. We've got an hour until kickoff.
2-1 last week.
I think I was 2-1 as well.
Yeah. Henry?
I've been I haven't had a losing week, I think, in weeks.
3-0.
I can't remember. I had
Probably 1-2. But yeah, we haven't forever, right?
Yeah, we've been really hot.
I haven't had a losing week since I stopped tracking week 1, so I'm
Really?
doing really well.
Well, you can't lose if you don't track.
Damn straight, brother.
You want to see what losing looks like, Andre?
Heck yeah. Wait, you taking me to Red Dot City?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, taking a trip to Red Dot City. I don't know why we're doing this on air as you're watching and you won't be able to see this.
I
but
want
it's fine.
people to see your reaction to
I'm-
sheer volume of red dots in my eyes.
I
All right,
myself
let's get to
am
locks, props, and
familiar with
upset.
Red Dot City.
We'll get there.
I'm
Kale,
a
don't you
proud
worry.
resident of Red Dot City. Once in a while, I make a trip to Green Dot City, but mostly
All right.
Red Dot City.
While my DraftKings Sportsbook
Tough scene,
loads,
tough scene.
Hank, why don't you get us led off with your lock prop and upset?
Come on, Hank, you
Okay.
can do it.
my lock is the Falcons plus 11, and here's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're feeling this.
Well, I'm not really feeling
Has he-
honestly anything at all.
Has he learned about the cheese?
Well, I mean, you look through, and the Chiefs haven't been beating teams by 11 points. And the Falcons are a lot better than they were at the start of the
Yeah.
year.
Wow.
And I think that some people are still sleeping on them, and that's going to move the line just a little bit. But again, I just really don't like a lot of things. This was
Love
the
it.
best
In general?
bet of all of them. Yeah.
A
That's kinda where I'm
belated
at.
Merry Christmas to everyone. Henry doesn't like a lot of things.
Yeah.
It really is, though, like a character switch here. You know.
Yeah, like this
He's,
is the part of the story where Henry's
yeah.
like, I've been taking the cheese for too long. It's time for me to make some changes.
Isn't 11 points kind of the cheese, though?
Change the way you eat, change the way you live.
Seems like 11 points is some
you're
cheese.
like the cheese is, oh my god, this team's bad and the Chiefs are good. The Chiefs are going to win by 1 million.
Oh.
But I might take the cheese, to be honest. I think-
Ryan, don't do it. I was
maybe this
thinking
is
about
like
it on my way here. You have some sweet boy tendencies.
Well, I mean, look at my eyes.
I know. I mean, look, man. He's a good guy. He's a good guy, this Ryan. You know, there's no we can't all be dark and rotten inside like me. Okay, so Falcons plus 11. Love it. That's the Henry's grown hair on his, we won't say
Face.
it because this
Sure
is a family
have.
show, on his face. That's the revelation from the quarantine. Who's your prop?
It's Jonathan Taylor over 52.5, I believe that says rushing yards. 4 straight weeks he's gone over 52.
Beautiful.
Henry's like doing research now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I've researched
That why you
all
were
of
late?
these. It just turns out that I'm wrong every time.
Nice.
That's why I'm always the last one to send them in. Because I've
That's,
researched the longest.
Honestly, sweet boy tactic. Getting too caught up in the research, sweet boy tactic. Yep. Gotta
matter what I do.
foresee the future.
Speaking of character development,
He can open his own cans. What? Oh my gosh. The growth in this show, incredible.
Last 4 weeks, though, 83 yards, 150, 91, 90. He is their guy, and I think even going up against the Steelers, like, it's a good defense. He's going to be able to get 52.5.
It's been an explosive offense lately.
Yes, it has. Sure has.
Yep. No,
And he's
like
the
this
reason
one.
why.
Like this one. And if you watch the Steelers defense last Monday night against the Bengals, what happened? Bengals ran all over.
Yes,
There
they
you go. There you go.
sure did.
There you go.
The upset, by the way, is the Bengals. And honestly,
We're not worthy. This is amazing. Wow.
I kind of like that better than the lock. If I'm being totally honest.
why don't you just make your lock Bengals plus 7.5?
Well, but then what's my upset? It sure isn't going to be the Falcons.
Now I considered making my lock my upset just against the spread.
Oh, yeah.
This would be allowed, Henry. We'd
Okay.
allow it. Again, amazing work.
Very
from Henry.
anti-sweet boys.
Amazing work. I think staying here and not going home to your family at Christmas
oh,
has
Wow.
changed you, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Yep.
3 days of just sitting on my couch betting.
yep. That'll make you grow up.
Yeah, that's oof. Yeah, that'll.
All right, Dre. Here, speaking of experiences that'll make you grow up, look at this red dot journey.
Oh, wow.
Please.
Pulled myself out of it with a little,
Let's
little
go.
late
Let's
night
go.
magic.
Love it. A little. If you're making money on your profit boosts, you're having good days. It doesn't even matter. Hank, we're impressed.
Well,
that was an amazing slate.
that
And by the way,
surprises me.
what Henry's saying about the upset, all our upsets, I guarantee, have a better turnout than our locks.
Mhm.
Anyone thinks a lock means it's a lock. You're fooling yourself.
My lock
you
is
haven't been
not a
paying
lock.
attention. Locks are not locks. Upsets more likely to happen. That's the world we live in, folks. I'm ready for mine. Kale. I'm feeling hot right now. Jags plus 7.5. Love this because I hate Trubisky, hate the Bears. Kind of like Trubisky in fantasy. Think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Kind of love the over. But long neck Mike,
Long John
Glennon,
Mike.
he is a spread killer. Everyone knows that about
His name is now Long John
Long
Mike.
John Mike. He's the greatest. Also, Jaguars kind of playing with some house money. Am I right, folks? They have the number 1 pick locked up. As we know, when you have the number 1 pick locked up, you play a little freer. You do dumb stuff to screw over your franchise long term. I think that's happening with these Jags. Then my prop. The Steelers are really struggling, losing 2 games in a row. Had the Washington football team in that first upset. I took the Bengals ATS. In that second upset, the real problem, aside from Big Ben being, trash and over the hump, and he's just Dunsky, it's that they can't run the ball. James Conner is the only running back prop you're going to get on the Steelers, under 41.5. That under for him has hit in 3 of his last 4 games. You extend that out to the last 2 months. I think he's only gone over that. Only gone over 50 yards once since November. And it's just pathetic what James Conner and that Steelers rushing attack is doing against the Colts defense. Pretty tough. That over is not hitting. So that's an easy under. You've got some nice juice on that. And as I said, as a tribute to our missing producer, Allie, Dallas Cowboys straight up upset against the Eagles. Jalen Hurts. Look, there's a reason Jalen Hurts wasn't the starter at Alabama. There's the reason Jalen Hurts, once he started playing against tougher defenses at Oklahoma, couldn't win the Heisman. Couldn't, make any inroads in against the best defenses he faced because he's a running quarterback. He's limited as a passer, and It might take a better coaching staff than the morons running the Dallas Cowboys right now, but I think the Cowboys, good enough. It's a classic, The Eagles are all the cheese in the world, and nothing can tell you that more than how Henry is all aboard the Eagles this week, right?
Nothing.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Right?
I think you're going where I'm going, Ryan. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh.
I was gonna say nothing is more cheesy than an exciting young quarterback.
There you go.
What were you gonna say, Henry?
Oh, well, I was gonna say if your complaint is that
on the Eagles.
when he wouldn't go to when he went to Oklahoma, he couldn't even win the Heisman.
Yeah,
Your standards might
but
be
he
a
was a
bit
Heisman
high.
favorite for like 7 weeks.
Because he's not winning
But
the big games.
He couldn't close the deal. He
'Cause he's-
couldn't close the deal on the Heisman.
Who won the Heisman?
Right.
again?
He couldn't close the big games.
Tua, right?
No.
Did Tua win it last year?
No.
Burrow. Duh.
Burrow.
Of course it was
Burrow.
Burrow.
Oh, I forgot about him because he
Joe
died.
Burrow in big games, unlike Justin Herbert, unlike Jalen Hurts, didn't falter.
Okay.
So that should be noted. I'm just giving you guys some history for those of you who don't follow college.
So by that logic, the Cowboys game is a big game.
Andy Dalton, most winningest quarterback in FBS history, by the way.
And the Saints game was not a
No.
big game. So it wasn't a big win over the Saints.
Kellen
would
Moore
be a big
is the
win over the
winningest
Cowboys.
quarterback in FBS history.
After Andy Dalton, yeah, but not
Like you mean when he left,
not
he was
Power 5.
Well,
Oh.
Andy Dalton didn't play in the Power 5, so I just
Yes.
tricked you. So there you go. Stay on your toes, Ryan, and that's correct.
don't
since-
correct yourself
since
and
been
tell
beat-
me to stay on my
Since
toes.
been beat, but at his time when he was done at TCU.
If
Andy
Kellen
Dalton
Moore
was
becomes the
winner.
head coach at Boise State,
Kellen
they should
Moore,
just cancel the whatever they call that conference.
Kellen
Mountain
Moore
West.
looks just like me. I
What?
mean, just like me.
You guys have no
He
similarities.
does. He makes
He
facial.
looks more like Henry than you.
He makes facial expressions that startle me. How much he looks just like me.
Let's- can
it's
we-
I mean, there is something
Bro,
there.
that's
there's
me.
something
Like,
there. There's something
that's
there.
I
me.
honestly haven't seen a picture of him since he had his swoopy hair.
That's me.
There's
Like-
definitely some.
Like Google him at Boise State.
We're long lost brothers, bro.
Wow. Okay,
It's
now-
creepy. No
type
one,
in- type
no
in
one else
Kellen Moore,
agrees
Boise
with me.
State.
I mean, look at this. Like that's
oh yeah, you would make
Andre
that
to a
dumb face.
T.
This is probably
oh my
great
holy cow.
content.
This is me. I mean, I put my hands to my side. I do that, the kind of like half open thinking face.
how much
I'm
you?
shook.
It's
I'm
weird how
shook.
much how much you want this.
No, I don't want it. I'm shocked that another human being
Okay,
looks so much like me. Facial expression.
I mean,
but look at this.
oh
that's
my
more
God.
Henry.
Oh my God, yeah.
maybe he's our child.
Oh,
Maybe
dude,
like there's
weird.
like time machine.
Weird.
We made a quarterback. I don't know.
okay.
Weird.
Is it my turn, or did you get everything?
Nah,
My turn.
don't bother. Ryan.
I have picks. It's moved, or did you get the updated line in there? I can't see. Cleveland
Oh, holy
minus 6.5. That is my lock. They don't have wide receivers.
No.
I don't have cares. They're going to annihilate the Jets. Some practice squad receiver will do fine. They can run out there with 3 tight ends if they want,
Sure.
but mostly they can just bring out a lot of 22 personnel
Yep.
and just run the hell out of the ball.
Yep.
No Quinnen Williams for the Jets. So they're going to run all over them. They're going to dominate this game in like a very like enforce your will type of way. And the Jets, like, they can't afford to win another one. So
Playing with house money though.
they are playing with house money. I just have a feeling some people will make sure of some things. And one of those things is that the Jets will not cover 6.5.
Booyah.
Prop, Justin Herbert over 255.5 passing yards. I mean, look, I'm with you guys. Like, I hope this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But
Probably happen.
the Broncos don't have any corners. I mean, they're down 3 corners, and they also don't have Bradley Chubb. So
Not great.
he's going to have time, and he's going to have open receivers, and he throws the ball a lot.
And those receivers are Mike Williams and Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
I mean,
those
I
guys are
never
okay.
thought those-
Yeah. The crazy thing is, like, if Drew Lock just had those guys this year, he would have thrown half as many interceptions because they would have gone up and caught those balls for him.
Well, if Drew Lock just had Cortland Sutton,
Yeah, that would have helped.
because he's better than both of those guys.
That is true.
So there you go. I just want to give out wins. I'm sorry that this one goes against the Broncos.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised if this one is pretty safe by halftime.
Jeez.
And then upset. I didn't like any upsets. Didn't like a single one. So I just threw out Titans plus 140. Does it say there? That's what I've got for you.
Where's
Could
the
see it.
Titans taking them?
Packers.
Packers.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like the over in that one too.
So those are my lock prop upset. I also threw together, Dre, this is a new tradition of ours, the super teaser. But today I got a little more creative with it. I threw in some of the things I like.
Yeah.
I didn't throw in anything that I didn't like, just because I could get it at a lot. Because sometimes you get a team that you don't like at like plus 25, and you're like, well, I mean, plus 25, and then they lose. So it's a good one. It's a good one. It's plus 539.
You want to give that up?
Sure. Chiefs money line, Ravens money line,
Oh.
Colts money line. That's the booster right there because that's plus 105.
Okay.
Jags plus 21.5, and Browns minus 6.5.
Wow. All right.
Sure.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. Jeez, are you okay?
I just needed to get that out.
All right. Okay. What's next, Kale?
Fantasy.
Fantasy would be next, but we also have a video from our pal Zach Stevens.
Oh,
let's hear from Zach.
Ever heard of him?
Do you guys want to guess what the line is going to be ahead of
magic
time?
number.
Guess what the magic number?
I'll actually guess that it's 250 Justin Herbert passing yards.
I was gonna say 300 passing yards.
Okay.
It's like 4 Chargers sacks. Anytime Drew's been sacked more than 3 times, the Broncos wins. There you go.
Drew's never been sacked more than 3 times.
Of course. Of course he has.
What's up, friends? Happy Sunday. Happy holiday football Sunday.
You guys
Can't
are
wait
muted.
for a little Chargers Broncos this afternoon.
Oh,
And the loser of today's game will be the seller
hold up.
of the AFC West. So here's a magic number for the Broncos to not be in the bottom of the division after today's game. And really, there's only one number when it comes to the Chargers that matters. And that's Justin Herbert's number 10. The Chargers are Justin Herbert. It's as simple as that. Wins and losses are almost entirely on his shoulders. That's why he is today's magic number.
You guys have
Like
a
most
minute.
bad teams, the margin of error for the Chargers is incredibly small. And since Justin Herbert is the Chargers, that means his margin of error is incredibly small as well. In the Chargers' 4 wins in the Herbert era, Justin has thrown a total of 1 interception, 1 single pick in those 4 games. However, in the Chargers' 9 losses, Herbert has thrown an average of 1 per game. That's not bad for a rookie, but that's 1 too many mistakes for the 5-9 Chargers to overcome. In fact, look at the Broncos-Chargers game in Week 8, the first 2 times these teams met. For the most part, Herbert was terrific, but 1 costly interception in the end zone to Bryce Callahan late in the 3rd quarter was just too much for the Chargers to overcome. Without that Herbert pick, the Broncos' incredible walk-off win would have been too tough a task. In the Chargers' 4 wins with number 10 under center, Herbert is averaging 2.5 touchdowns per game, a quarter of an interception per game, 317 passing yards per game, and an impressive 111.1 average passer rating. In their 9 losses, however, the number 6 overall pick is averaging 1.9 touchdowns per game, 1 interception per game, only 279 passing yards per game, and an average passer rating of 93.7. Herbert has been good in the Chargers' losses, especially for a rookie. But since number 10 is the team, he has to be special for the Chargers to win. Keep Justin Herbert good, and the Broncos will win today. Allow him to be special, and the Broncos will be at the bottom of the AFC West by the end of today. Let's see what Vic Fangio and his defense has dialed up for number 10 today.
We're back.
What was the number?
I don't know. All I heard was if you allow Justin Herbert to be special, then the Broncos will lose, which seems. So
I heard him walk around the bar.
I heard him say something along the lines of, in their wins with Justin Herbert, he's thrown a total. Oh, that is loud.
You're good. Sorry.
In their wins, Justin Herbert has thrown a total of 1 interception. So maybe that's what it is.
Oh, I could see that.
That'd be a good number.
I could see it. I love it.
They should make him throw some interceptions.
Sounds like a winning
I don't know
strategy.
how
He
they're gonna
threw
do
one
that.
against Broncos.
Yeah.
First drive. Justin Simmons.
He'll still be there.
Yeah, he's a guy.
Justin
Yep.
on Justin. Yep.
Okay,
Fantasy?
this Justin, it's fantasy time.
Oh.
There you go. I like Mitchell Trubisky this week. Jacksonville, really favorable matchup. I think there are some veterans you'll be scared off of, whether it's Big Ben, whether it's Phillip Rivers, whether it's Russell Wilson in a really tough matchup this week. I think Trubisky's a nice little fallback plan. Even Baker scares you off a little with no wide receivers. Yes, Ryan?
If you're in your championship game, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, and break a leg. Best of luck to you. T.Y. Hilton, he's been on a tear lately. Steelers, corners just not operating well. T.Y. Hilton making big plays, big-time stuff like him. CeeDee Lamb, Eagles, go away from Darius Slay. And CeeDee Lamb, always the second or third option, doing a little better with Andy Dalton. Really dynamic, ball in his hands like him. A lot going into this week. Nice little flex play for you. Hank, starting who?
First, Jonathan Taylor. We talked
Boom.
about him a little bit earlier.
Great pick.
He's just putting up big numbers, and he's going to keep doing it, even though it's against the Steelers. Don't get scared away. Jalen Hurts. I told you guys to start him last week, and hopefully you did, because he was the best fantasy player that there was. Probably won't happen again this week with Alvin Kamara doing what he did, but trust it. He's going up against the Cowboys. If he can put up those numbers last week, he can put them up again this week, and I think he will. And then Giovanni Bernard. He's played pretty well last week. Had some down weeks before that, but with the Joe Mixon injury, trust him. He's going to be just fine. And you guys probably remember, my upset was the Bengals, and I think he's going to be a part of that.
Cha-ching. Nicely done.
Sits.
Sits. I've already mentioned James Conner. Obviously, that was one of my props, so easy breezy pick there. Kind of controversial, but Russell Wilson has not been hot as of late. Rams defense, love them coming into this week. I think they'll be looking nice. And then, I've talked down the Steelers run game. If there's one weakness that the two contenders in the AFC that have supplanted the once undefeated Steelers in the Chiefs and Bills, it's that their running games aren't very good either. And Devin Singletary, another play I hate going into this week. And I also would not mess with Zeke Elliott. I am benching him. In my championship game, I would suggest you do the same.
Yeah, I pretty much agree across the board.
Thanks,
Real
quick, I've just received a note on my desk from assistant producer Eric.
Oh, my.
Wow,
He said,
passing notes now. Nice,
He
Eric.
said you guys are way too sober. So
Yeah.
well, I don't know what to do. Like,
I was thinking the same thing, honestly.
I just take the notes and I implement them on the show.
So,
Okay,
Here's
here we go.
to week 16.
Made it to 10:24 this week.
Nice.
okay. All right.
All right. Who
Good
you
morning
sitting?
to you. Who are you sitting, Hank?
Sitting that tequila, that's for sure.
Big Ben. Great call.
Yep, sitting Ben
Great
Roethlisberger
call.
because he's not good anymore.
No.
He is not good. Especially like you said, no running game. Those pass rushers just teeing off. It's a tough time to be Big Ben. Mike Davis, another one. You've been Mike Davis, one of the clutch performers in all of fantasy this season.
He's been
with
great.
with
Great
so
year.
few good running backs.
Great year.
Anybody who is like me, who is able to get Mike Davis on waivers, has been thrilled. The fact that Christian McCaffrey has played so little throughout all this has been incredible.
He led you to a lot of wins, that Mike Davis, huh?
He sure did.
Oh, you're being.
Well, I mean, both of them. They were
That's
big
good
Mike
stuff.
Davis weeks.
That's good stuff.
They were big Mike Davis weeks. Okay, but the thing is, this week, the numbers have been trending down just a little bit, and I think the magic is probably worn off, and there are probably some better options out there.
You know what I've realized? It's a lot easier to give good fantasy advice than it is to have a good fantasy team. Because if you think that you should start Mike Davis this week, that's really easy to say.
Mhm.
What's hard is having Mike Davis on your team.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Just, defending my son.
All right, if anybody
It's
has
been-
fantasy questions, start sending them in the chat right now.
Has anyone said they're in the championship?
Also Evan Ingram. One more. Evan Ingram is not good, and he's going up against the Ravens. Not going to be a big week for
Also,
Evan Ingram.
Daniel Jones started. Hate it.
Yeah. Also Daniel Jones started.
Hate it.
Hate it.
Over under 1.5 fumbles.
Over. I'll take the over. I'm never going to take the under
You-
on Daniel Jones
You
fumbles.
can't find that line because
It's a lock.
we would be rich.
Yeah.
We would be rich if we could bet on Daniel Jones fumbles. We would
He
never.
averages
we would never
over
lose.
one fumble per start.
We would never lose.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He fumbles the ball. Oh, snap. It's Andre on the screen. I'm like,
Okay. So do we have any questions?
Doesn't seem like it.
Nobody-
Breck Drew is in his
No.
championship, though, so congrats
Okay.
to Breck Drew.
congrats, Greg Brew.
Yeah.
You got there on your own advice. You don't need ours. We trust you.
I'm sure he asked for our advice at some point.
No, I doubt it.
At some point. Maybe. DNVR Fantasy. You guys can tune in every Tuesday. It's at 3 o'clock. I guess
Sad.
this Tuesday will probably be the last one, just for you heathens who have your fantasy championships in week 17, where half the teams aren't even trying. But yeah, one more week of that. We'll see you at 3 o'clock on Tuesday.
Oh, man.
All right.
Long journey.
It's time for some games. It's time to horse around. It's time to play some quarters, which I have been absolutely dominating you guys in for weeks now. So,
true.
good luck to you guys. Maybe you can make a little magic happen today.
Some might say you've been sunning us.
All right.
Sunning, that's
Are you guys ready to go?
2019.
Are we set up?
Sure.
What kind of quarters did you guys get?
Eric grabbed them today. You can ask him.
I got
West Virginia.
no.
Harper's Ferry. It shows John Brown's fort.
I've never seen this one before. Cumberland Island?
I really like going to these forts and stuff, like Civil War type stuff.
I like building forts.
George Rogers Clark. It's a special Indiana coin.
Wow, we got some serious stuff. All right.
George Rogers.
Hit us with
looks
the
like he's
questions.
going into buy.
All right. So for our first player,
Wait, let me tell you guys the rules. If you're new to the show, this is trivia. It's just like a buzzer, but instead of a buzzer, you bounce it in your.
You finally miss when you're
I
trying to
know.
be all smooth about it.
I honestly just want to get that practice shot in every time.
Son of a.
Sure.
all right, first player. He was a second-round draft pick in
Yep.
2014.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
He played at Georgia Tech.
Adam Gottis.
No.
No,
He's not even on the team. I
2014.
forgot they're not even on the team.
Nope.
Oh, hell of a save.
Close.
This is hilarious.
I mean-
Can we get more clues?
All right.
I
He's
know
from
who this
Nigeria.
is.
He was born in Nigeria.
Oh, this-
He's out.
All right.
Dude, how are
who
you
it
that
is.
bad?
I know who it is.
And he plays outside linebacker.
I know who it is. It's so easy.
Jeremiah
So
taught you.
easy.
Ryan got it.
Dude, how do you suck
Congrats,
that
Ryan.
much?
I was way better months ago. Then we stopped doing this for a couple weeks, and I lost it. I lost
You're
everything.
absolute trash.
I mean, I beat you in everything. Also, I don't know
All
what
right.
to tell you.
What?
This player,
No, you don't.
6'5", 248 listed officially. He was a fifth-round pick in 2018.
Rolled sideways.
He is from Aurora, Illinois. He played college football.
Troy Fumagalli.
Oh!
2018.
I mean, 4 fingers is a top 3 clue
Tough.
there, in my opinion.
9 fingers.
Well, I guess that's true. See, and that's why I don't get to write questions. Because I'm always wrong about that stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. This man is the heaviest player on the team when healthy.
So we're tied at 1.
That went backwards.
Mike Purcell. Oh.
He was a first-round pick.
I don't know
Win
what's
healthy.
happening.
Okay.
He opted out this season.
Oh.
Jawan James.
No.
Juwan James.
Hey, he already guessed.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That one is
Juwan James.
I guess that point technically
Yeah.
goes to
No,
Henry.
sure.
That's
It
fine.
does.
That's fine.
It sure does.
I get the pride, but you get the point.
I forgot.
I mean, I knew what it was. I
Dude, if
just
you
knew
bounce,
had
I swear to
unlimited
God, Andre, if you
surprise
bounce
for
this
us,
off the
probably.
table again,
Yeah.
you take 2 shots.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Hold up. Let me pull up my
What's the
second note.
technique, Hank?
I always do this.
Oh.
Who?
That way it bounces flat.
What are you doing?
This, of course.
Oh,
He's bouncing
right.
it like it's a quarter.
oh maybe that was
6'4" and a second-round pick.
Okay.
Cortland Sutton.
There we go.
How tall is DeMarcus Walker?
Probably like 6'3", 6'4", same thing.
Just ask Siri. That's a Siri question.
Yeah.
How tall is DeMarcus Walker?
He is.
He's 6'4". Thank you, Siri.
He's 6'4". That was good.
Well, you could have been right, but you weren't.
I know.
You weren't.
Well, I didn't want to take the risk because there were two of them.
3-1-0.
All right. Two
I got
random trivia
Jeremiah
questions
Tasha.
this week. Two random trivia questions this week. All right. Our first one. What is the most common rock type throughout the Rocky Mountains?
That's not.
Limestone.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Bad guess. Sedimentary.
Nope.
You're kidding. Huh.
Oh, well, you have one. You have one free guess if you can get this in the next 5 bounces. No,
Who says that's not allowed?
everyone who's ever played quarters in history.
This is
2 more.
This is a buzzer.
Henry, we're back in if he misses this one. All right.
Ah,
Jesus.
I don't know what I used to be able to do.
Granite.
Ryan got it.
Louise.
Really? There's that much granite around here?
Dude, like, the mountains are literally, like, made of granite entirely.
Also, the Rocky
Really?
Mountains.
I thought those were
massive,
darkly-
you
I
know,
thought that was a
they're
dark-
all over.
Dark color.
Yeah, who knows?
These mountains don't look like granite to me.
You can't see the color of the mountains.
Oh, that's true. You got
You're seeing trees and
up in
grass.
Montana. You see the rocks on the mountains, the Rocky Mountains, not
Well, no,
not the
those aren't the
tree
Rocky
mountains.
The tree mountains.
Yeah, congrats guys on your tree mountains here.
All right.
That's terrible
Cool.
throw.
Let's go into another trivia question.
Just quit.
How many shades of blue are common to the blue jay?
Wow.
3.
No.
Oh, I really thought you knew your Blue Jays.
I'm making it in my cup, but I'm not even trying. Trey, you
How
want
many-
to attempt?
No, I'm done.
Good.
5.
Hank got a point.
Hey,
Good for him.
Let's go.
job.
I got a
him.
second point to go with my Juwan James point.
All right, 5-0-2.
So does that mean a shot for
3-2.
Andre and Henry?
It's 3-2.
No.
Yeah.
How many questions were there, Kale? 6. Okay, 4-2.
Oh wow.
So not 5 though, which is what you said.
Well, I'm very confident in how many points you had. It was 0.
But
Did
I
you really
knew
get that many
Jeremiah
right, Ryan?
Atachu.
That
I knew
surprises me.
Jeremiah Atachu. We're going to the polls. This is really big moment for me.
The game. That graphic should be changed. To,
Boom!
Oh, did you win?
Boom!
what are you so happy about?
Boom!
Oh, you had the hottest take. so
Shots for everyone. Let's go!
right.
So
Let's go.
in first place, we had Drew Lock outduels Justin Herbert for the hottest take
That's not
today.
even that hot of a take.
Punishment
Justin Herbert
time.
gets
Apparently,
outdueled every
Ryan
week.
did not
Punishment
have a hot take, so all 3 of you have to do a shot right now.
That's
Ryan depressed everyone. So, yeah.
No, everyone knows it's so likely to happen that it's not even a hot take anymore.
Yeah, it's frankly super sad. All right, Henry. Well,
You ever seen anyone do
is
that?
yeah, you and Henry. I think we
come on.
need like
Oh, sorry.
to find out your Tinder stuff, right?
I would love to do that. Oh, not instead. Okay.
Yeah.
Test it. Can I have the bucket of beers again?
Yeah. Boy, I hate this. All right, what are we doing?
I
What's
just
next?
puked. Can I please have that bucket? Thank
Allie
you.
did send you all breakdowns before this. So what is next is we have another video.
Do you mean rundowns?
Rundown, yeah, sorry.
Okay. So, like I said earlier,
Terminology.
none of us had ever had the McRib before. So we thought we should try the McRib on the show.
Yeah.
Then I realized for us to be able to do that live on the show, someone is going to have to get the McRibs
Don't want it.
from McDonald's on Colfax, transport them for at least 7 minutes to get here, bring them inside, set them down in front of us, and even if they brought them at the exact right time, that would probably be 10 minutes at the smallest amount from kitchen to us, which means that it would be about 30,000 times worse than it was when it came out of the kitchen because it goes down 10x exponentially.
I don't know how you get a 3 in there then, though. Doesn't matter.
Well, because you're good.
Dang.
You're on, look at that.
Whoa! Watch
Anyways,
yourself around this.
McDonald's inedible 10 minutes after it leaves the kitchen. So we decided, why don't we pre-record it? We'll go to McDonald's, we'll get it fresh, and we'll try it out. Here's what happened.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. How can I help you?
Hi, can we get 3 McRibs, please? So we're here at McDonald's. None of the 3 of us have ever tried the McRib. We love a good food challenge on the tailgate, so we figured, why don't we all go try the McRib and see what's up with it? What's your prediction? Are you gonna like it?
I'm guessing it's just gonna be too much McDonald's-y. It's just gonna be McDonald's take on ribs.
Well, I feel like we wouldn't be sitting here like without having ever tried it before if we thought it was going to be good. I eat a lot of McDonald's.
Do you?
I've never
Even
been tempted by
nowadays, huh?
McRib. Oh yeah.
That's actually a pretty bad endorsement of the McRib.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
Yeah.
a loyal McDonald's guy doesn't even
Right.
like it.
Nope.
Hi, can we get 3 McRibs, please? That is it.
$5 a piece, huh?
Price point is
Solid.
I feel like it's promising some quality. Yes, ma'am. Have you had the McRib?
Yeah, I have.
Do you like it?
It's alright.
We've never had it before.
It's good, but it's just, me.
Not your thing.
So cold.
It's so cold.
I've been here since 7 at this window, so I feel like my fingers are too long.
Oh, no.
I wonder if the McRib is made out of the fingers of the frozen off fingers of drive-thru workers.
That's some Halloween content we really should do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank
you. Well, you can really
Oh,
smell the
yeah.
pickles.
The McDickles, you can definitely smell those.
Tickles.
That got Henry, huh?
That's
I
pretty
get
good.
belly laugh
Because it
from
does
Henry.
it does
Glad
look
that this
really
is-
gross though.
Let's start at just like your initial reaction when you open
Yeah.
the box.
Your two look way more put together than mine. Mine's got a
You
really.
have a pickle on the side. They missed
Nice shot of that.
They missed
Mine's
the
got a
sandwich.
massive like dirty dipe vibe to it. As a visual guy, maybe not the height of.
I gotta say, like visually, mine. Look at the way
Yours?
it drips off there.
Look at how these
Sounded like it was an
Look at how they
accident.
disperse these toppings. It's all the onions in the middle with pickles on one side or the other, and there's like just 6 pickles.
really crazy.
Trading pickles here.
All right, get to the point, guys.
I'm grabbing
We're
my
trying-
grabbing my McDickles.
Here goes nothing.
There's a reason they drown this thing in barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
It's because I'm pretty sure you're just getting the chicken nugget meat drowned in barbecue sauce, shaped like ribs.
Would you order it again?
Why
Yeah,
not just get the
Henry.
cheeseburger?
It takes a lot for me to go to McDonald's in the first place.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
I would definitely get a spicy McChicken.
No, it's just not hitting it. Just not hitting it.
Like all McDonald's, every second that it spends
oh no,
getting
it's-
colder, it gets 10 times worse.
The McRib.
I thought I might be a McRib guy.
The McRib has turned me off for wanting more lunch from McDonald's.
Really?
Yeah.
It wasn't
Okay,
too
so
hungry. Well,
McRib is a no.
yeah, it's a
It's
no.
certainly a no.
I would never order that again, really, under any circumstances.
Oh, the burp I just had was so oniony. So
I
oniony.
had to take some of these onions off once I got to the middle.
Yeah, this is rough. This is
anyways, football.
I regret everything.
yeah, football. Well,
I will be on the tailgate, or I'm not producing. Kale's producing.
Since when?
You're telling the people at the end of the show. They already knew this.
But
that's true.
I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday season, and I'll see you in the new year.
It's true. My
Hi.
picks are about as bad to digest this week.
Just thinking about it made Andre have to run to the bathroom. Hopefully he's okay. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, like the mere mention of onions set him.
Man,
The McDickles got me.
in terms of hype to reward, probably the worst thing in history.
What about this Denver Broncos season? How does that rank amongst hype to
Wow.
reward?
Yeah, honestly though,
McRib.
like there's a lot of similarities there because like they're like the McRib, it only comes around once a year, and you're like, oh my god, the Broncos, they only come around once a year.
I can't wait to watch every game.
Yeah.
and every game colder and colder.
Right.
It's a lot. There's too many similarities
The
for my
seasons
taste.
go on. I
Is Drew Lock kind of cheap meat? lathered in sauce
come
with
on,
a little
bro.
onions and pickles.
Come on, bro.
What
Don't
I'll
do a
say
lock like
is that nothing about the McRib tastes anything like ribs, except for the barbecue sauce, which that doesn't taste like ribs. That just tastes like barbecue sauce.
Well, the other thing is it's not actually even shaped like ribs.
It kind of
Ribs have bones.
It has the ribs.
It's shaped like
It's ribbed for your pleasure.
Oh,
It is.
I can't help but notice you derive no pleasure from that. Do you know why the McRib is limited? It only comes out every now and again. It has everything to do with the pork market.
Really?
Yes. When the pork market, when the commodities, like when there becomes a surplus of pork available, McDonald's sweeps in and then makes it a big deal.
That's a likely story that I feel like they would tell to make you think that there's actually pork in it.
And that was the news to me.
I was
like
gonna
immediately,
say,
I was like, wait, that's
the
made of pig.
upset of the day is that there is actual pork allegedly in those trash ribs that we
I guess
ate. Which,
is pork meat gray?
Yo, I love the idea here that pork is too rich for McDonald's blood.
I'm so convinced that's the same meat as the chicken nuggets.
But gray. It's less white
the
and more
chicken
gray.
nuggets is also great.
It's more white.
Also, there's never been like such a running clock on a McDonald's item like the McRib.
Someone's not considering French fries when he makes a statement like that.
The French fries, you need to like
Take them all.
just like
You need to
shove
actually,
them in your mouth.
you need to risk a third-degree burn by eating them out of the actual basket.
Right. So they lift it and you're just grabbing a handful.
I
Bobbing
might
for
have to
fries.
do that on my way home. Jump the counter at McDonald's, shove all the fries in my mouth before they get too hot.
Kale's telling us to wrap up, so that makes me want to keep talking about this even more.
It's double down, dude.
I'm not sure what even there is to talk about further than what we've already
we're
covered.
gonna
The McRib, I thought this was the McRib special. No?
We're gonna air the grievances.
Oh,
here.
boy.
You looked at me
Tis
like
the
I
season.
didn't answer.
We have Eric on the show, by the way.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know
Eric, what's up?
if you noticed that he just showed up.
Oh, that's right.
Holy cow!
Wow.
Kale is forcing us to advance.
Now,
by playing this graphic.
You guys have never even watched Seinfeld.
Oh no, I have. I have recently
let's
started
go.
watching Seinfeld
Let's
and
go.
also
What
Curb Your
service?
Enthusiasm.
Oh,
I'm about a year and a half into Curb.
Curb is elite.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Seinfeld is really good, but
We are all
Are
Larry
you-
David.
As a young person, are you aware that the character George Costanza is Larry David in real life?
like it's based off of
It's
him.
based
Now,
off of him.
It's
I
been
had
argued
no
that
idea.
Elaine and Kramer also Larry David.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
multiple
but
personalities.
when
What
you
about
watch-
Jerry?
When you watch, Jerry is based on Jerry. That's
Jerry's
Jerry
based on
Seinfeld.
Jerry.
But
yeah.
if you watch Seinfeld, just transpose the idea of Larry David into
All
the
those side
position
characters.
of George, and it'll make a lot more sense.
I know how I'm spending my day.
We are all Larry.
You're gonna watch the Broncos game.
Yeah. You're gonna be drunk and watch the Broncos.
Actually, I'm going to be drunk and on a couple of media calls, but
Oh, don't admit that.
Joke's
No.
on you, media.
3
call.
hours, 2 shots, we're fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Airing of grievances
It's a Festivus
is a
miracle.
thing that was on a show that old people like.
I made the graphic. I'm an old person.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Seinfeld is great.
The 1990s.
So
what a good time.
it's pretty simple. Just complain about something. Eric, we'll start with you.
The airing of grievances. It's the most holy, the most time-honored tradition of Festivus, as we all know.
Yes.
You need to get things off of your chest so that you can move forward in life. We're talking about the Denver Broncos. I have a few problems with you people, as it turns out.
With
the Denver
us
Broncos.
people?
No, the
Oh,
Denver
oh,
Broncos. The Denver Broncos. My first grievance, I feel like might be cutting into yours a little bit, but it is just the handling of Philip Lindsay is just unconscionable. It is indefensible. It is confusing. It is maddening. It never stops, and it only gets worse. And Philip Lindsay is a treasure amongst the population of Denver, Colorado. He is one of our own. He's homegrown, as we've come to say.
We have said that.
And mistreating him is mistreating all of us. We've been mistreated. That's my grievance.
That's like so true.
That's great.
It's a kind of a once in a lifetime thing where you get a player at a glory position like running back that is from the city.
It makes me great.
Absolutely went to the state flagship college.
It would be like trading Chauncey Billups as a kicker to the New York Knicks.
Oh, that happened too. Why do we do this to our home?
We have no respect for our home.
Philip Lindsay, when given the proper opportunities, 1,000-yard rusher in his first 2 seasons. The Broncos were like, that's not good enough. And I think you said it right. Like the handling of just how they've used him is terrible, and like they messed this up.
Yeah.
This should be like a harmonious marriage for his entire career, and somehow maybe things turn around. But right now, it's like a
grievance.
Tenuous relationship between the player who should be the single best fan favorite, like your best marketing tool you have
on billboards. His we love his afro. Everything about Phil is lovable except for his usage on the GD football field.
Why aren't there Phil Lindsay billboards everywhere?
Because he rushes for 20 yards a game.
Oh.
Well, you've got me mad just how we started this show. So
it's the area of
grievances.
grievances.
Don't like that at all. Ryan, you want to air some grievances?
Yeah, we actually did this on the DNVR Broncos podcast the other day, so I'm going to regurgitate a take. Nice. If you watch both, sorry about it.
Okay.
I said then, I'll say it again. Grievance is like a legal term.
Oh.
And
wow.
My biggest
filing of a grievance.
Yes, exactly. I'm filing a grievance with the grievances that have been filed in court over the Broncos ownership. I'm just so sick of it.
Oh my God.
Like, we are football fans. We don't want to think about legal mumbo jumbo lawsuit, this, that, the other thing. Like, we just want football, and we want it to be good, preferably. From the hometown
football
team. Yeah, I know. It's a lot
boy over here. He wants his football to be good as well from professionals being paid millions. Jeez! So, got to do everything to make these people happy, huh?
The last thing I want is to have to like follow this legal jargon and like try and like read like legal documents.
What are we at school?
It's just it's awful, and it needs to get figured out. It's definitely not helping anything, and you can certainly make the argument that it's hurting everything.
Ooh, I feel better having that been aired.
Yeah,
I feel better.
Everything is wrong. Nothing is right.
Wow.
We're going in order?
Yeah.
Oh, me? Airing grievances? Not really. I'm a pretty happy guy, pretty content.
Yeah.
I just think that, generally playing football in 2020, it's a joke!
Whoa!
You're a joke, NFL! This is absurd!
Oh.
I mean, a sport where you need so much preparation and you just play 16 games and we're doing it. Oh, you don't have a quarterback? I don't give a shit. Go ahead and play. Just trend after trend. Oh, yeah, let's play this super complex game that's basically warfare on a field with zero preparation. Let's do that. That sounds like a great idea.
Whatever volume knob you're using is not Andre's.
Wow.
So that's my light grievance.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
That's my light grievance there. Nothing big, not specific.
Can we summarize that grievance? What was the just that football
cancel the season?
The way football
in 2020 in all
cancel the
caps.
season. NFL, I hate you. Everything is wrong with the sport. Attempting to play this year is an absolute joke.
So we shouldn't do it.
We have teams blowing games. We have fixed games. I mean, it's absurd. You have turned me into Dr. Alberto, NFL, and I will strangle you with my bare hands if I have the chance. That's my promise to you. Merry belated Christmas to all of you.
Wow, that grievance got pretty dark, if I'm being honest.
I mean, when you guys put air grievances on the...
I thought that was like a pretty mild way to approach just a, like sort of a funny complaint, but that got real. That really got real.
I believe there was death threats involved.
Right. I'm pretty sure that Andre just committed a crime, but actually...
For legal purposes, I blacked out. Nothing I said can be held against me. So there you go.
The tweaky defense.
My grievance is that everybody's just been so whiny.
Yeah.
Like seriously, it's just. I mean, there's one example, obviously, like sitting right here.
Was that whiny? That was like that was yelly.
Yeah.
He took it. He's the king of them. But it just seems like everywhere you go, it's Pat Shurmur sucks. And it's like, well, we understand that obviously things aren't going great with the offense, and obviously some of that falls on Pat Shurmur. Can we just like chill out though? Because I don't know who needs to hear that over and over and over and over and over every week. Drew Lock, he sucks, and it's like, okay, well, we all have watched all the games. We've all seen all the interceptions. We've all, nobody's here saying like, oh no, this is the second coming of Jesus and he's playing quarterback for the Broncos. No, we had that like 10 years ago or whatever.
So Henry's grievance is basically against
he's attacking
grievances.
Broncos Twitter.
No, I think he's attacking you, the viewer. He's come for you, the viewer.
Wow.
And, I mean,
Henry, to be fair, like
Revelatory.
Henry is probably the biggest like Broncos fan
Yeah.
sitting here, so
He's the
he's
sweetest.
allowed to like talk to his
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, he's the sweet boy.
it's just like, come on, like let's just chill out a bit.
Yeah.
It's not the sky can't fall every week. Otherwise, there's no sky to fall. Obviously, the next week. And so, if we've called it quits with Drew already, why are we doing it again and again and again? And it just seems like I don't know. This poor guy.
It reminds me what you just said. It reminds me of when Vance Joseph was here. A local columnist who will remain unnamed in like his fourth game wrote that he needed to be fired, and I was like, well, where do you go from here? Like, are you just going to write that every week? And lo and behold, for the next 20 games, he wrote the same version of that column.
Mm-hmm.
Just again, I was like, you pulled that plug too early. if you if you said you were out on Drew like 8 weeks ago, then just be quiet.
We heard you.
We got you.
We all saw that
we
tweet.
put you in that column.
Yep.
Well, in their defense, I will say is that Drew Lock keeps playing every week, and so there's just like a new thing to react to, which is. But the thing about this year, 2020, the year of our Lord, it's been a tough year for us all. There's been a lot of things to just sort of grant passes to. We should be just thankful that football happened at all, even if it was of a low quality and maddening more than it was fun. Just a little return to normalcy, and we're just not used to the Broncos being this bad for this long.
Yeah.
It's just time for a little bit of a reset. The year 2021 is going to be a rebirth. This is going to be a rebirth for the Broncos, for DNVR, for Hank. Maybe he'll get a response on
What do
Tinder.
I get? Oh, that's what I'm getting.
Did you get one though?
Is it time?
Sure.
Together we shall rise.
We've got like 2 minutes.
It's always darkest before the dawn.
It's probably about time.
We're coming back, baby. We're going to come back, you Broncos country. We're going to do this.
Paige, McKenna, Jackie, and Emily all said that the Seahawks would win.
What?
Let's see. McKenna said that
Pacific
she was a little bit
Northwest.
hesitant.
Did she mention like Aaron Donald?
I'm a little hesitant.
No.
Aaron Donald doesn't defend the Browns.
She said it was unlikely, but she thought the Rams had a chance to pull it off. And
That's
then,
great.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Fade the Seahawks gal?
No. She's still Team Seahawks.
The only
She's not a psycho.
It's a tough week for bettors.
The only problem here is how are you going to take 4 lovely ladies on a date at the same time?
Well, Ryan and I need to place every single bet, so you need to tell us.
Well, no, we can't bet
All 4
against
Seahawks.
ourselves.
But at the heart of this, haven't we found a love connection for Hank? Outside of the betting implications?
One more week.
Hank, were the other ones
Holy
just straight up
shnikes.
responses that were just like Seahawks?
Oh, we had 4 Seahawks, and
Any
those were all 4 responses.
But I mean, like, what? Can
Any
we get the
kissy
full
faces?
context?
Kissy faces.
Are the Rams going to beat
emojis?
the Seahawks today? Paige says, "You no."
Was it you directed at you?
Okay, hold on. Everyone slow down. So that's a response opportunity.
Yeah.
You say, why? Oh, why you? Oh, I agree, but why you?
She seems to be doing the kind of thing that I was just bashing Broncos fans for doing, which is saying, "Ew, no." It's like,
No, I think she's probably a Seahawks.
Red flag.
Oh, really?
Red flag.
Yeah, 12th man, baby. You love a 12th man. Now, it sounds like a lot of sweet girls on this chat.
Oh.
No, it's a Seahawks game.
But that's your.
We don't bet against
tell
Russell
the
Wilson.
people that's your rule.
Oh, I never bet against Russell Wilson.
Okay, but probably they're prime for the taking here.
I don't think so. Henry, what other did?
Yeah, what other responses?
McKenna said unlikely. Again,
Oh, we
the Rams
heard from
going to
her,
win,
yeah.
but they could pull it off.
Okay.
Jackie says, "I think it's going to be close, but Seattle's got it.
This is so important.
But Seattle's got it.
She knows that the Seattle Seahawks have never played in a regular game.
Yeah.
That is true. They're all close. So we're in on Jackie.
Yep.
And what do we even say to that?
Is that
like, Jackie, you're the source. Could you give me all my picks this week? Because it sounds like you are dialed in. You are seeing the board with such clarity. I would love more insights from.
Yeah. I would say
the fourth.
The fourth was.
Wow,
I'd say the Seahawks are going to win.
But you should however you responded should have a twinge of desperation involved.
I've never been more confident in a bet than Seahawks plus 150. You can only get that at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Let's freaking go.
Wow.
Dude.
All right, 10:55. Got to give you guys some time.
Minus 129.
No,
ML.
everything is plus 150 in this game. at DraftKings
Holy DraftKings. I love you. Thank you.
Whoa.
Yeah,
All right.
Outstanding work.
it's good stuff.
Get your red zone dialed in. Get all of your games set up.
Banish your red dots from your universe.
Yeah. Don't
Yep.
think about red dots. Only green dots. And good luck, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.